Ladies and gentlemen, Eagles Nation, can you feel it? That electric hum in the air, the kind that starts deep in your chest and vibrates all the way to the tips of your green-tinted fingers? It's November in Philly. The leaves are crunching underfoot on Broad Street, and the birds are loading up for what could be another legendary run. Picture this. The trade deadline bell has rung, and Howie Roseman, our wizard of a general manager, didn't just dip a toe in the water. He cannonballed right in, splashing waves of talent across our secondary. We're talking cornerbacks, depth, versatility, and a whole lot of hope for Vic Fangio's defensive masterpiece. Buckle up, because tonight, we're breaking it all down, from a fresh faces shaking up the back end to the ghosts of Super Bowls past whispering one more time in the hallowed halls of Lincoln Financial Field. This is your Eagles Update. Let's fly. First off, let's hit the headlines to have the whole city buzzing like a hive of cheesesteak-loving bees. In a flurry of deals that had fans refreshing their phones faster than Jalen Hurts scans a blitz, the Eagles pulled off not one, but two savvy cornerback acquisitions to fortify that secondary. We're talking about Michael Carter II, snagged from the New York Jets in exchange for wideout John Mechie III, and a swap of those late-round 2026 and 2027 picks. Peanuts for potential, my friends. And hot on his heels, Jaire Alexander, the two-time All-Pro stud, shipped over from the Baltimore Ravens for a measly 2026 sixth-rounder, with us pocketing their 2027 seventh as a sweet little bonus. Oh, and let's not forget the edge rush cherry on top. Jaylon Phillips, that Miami Dolphins disruptor, landing in Philly for a 2026 third-round pick. It's like Roseman raided the bargain bin at a defensive back outlet and walked out with a full wardrobe upgrade. These moves aren't just tweaks. They're a full-on renovation of our back end, aimed square at giving Vic Fangio the chess pieces he needs to outfox any offense daring to cross the link. Now, let's zoom in on why this matters, because if you're a diehard like me, you know the secondary's been our Achilles heel this season. Coming off that fairy tale 2024, where Fangio's scheme turned us into the NFL's #1 pass defense, holding foes to a measly 278 yards per game en route to Super Bowl 59 glory over the Chiefs. 2025 has been a rude awakening. We're sitting at 18th in pass yards allowed, coughing up chunks of air to quarterbacks who shouldn't be threading needles so easily. Remember those early games? The ones where injuries sidelined key guys, leaving us scramble with rookies and journeymen? Yeah, Roseman nailed it in his post-deadline chat. The first half showed us how crucial corner depth is. We've had stretches without our full crew, and in this league, you need bodies, versatile ones, to grind through 17 games plus playoffs. He's spot on. In Fangio's world, where safeties and slots blur like a pretzel at tailgate, depth isn't a luxury, it's survival. Take Michael Carter II, for instance. This guy's a slot wizard with safety chops, cut from the same versatile cloth as our own Avonte Maddox. Back in his Jets heyday, Carter was locking down inside receivers like a vault door, racking up 45 tackles and 4 picks in 2022 alone. Acquired for next to nothing. He's got that familiarity factor too. Our senior personnel exec, Joe Douglas, drafted him in New York, and safeties coach Joe Casper coached him at Duke. Roseman gushed about it. We knew Michael inside out from college. When Joe and Vic vouched for a guy, and CP, our passing game coordinator Christian Parker, says he's got the tape to back it up, you pull the trigger with confidence. Imagine this. Carter slides into the nickel role, spelling Cooper DeJean and letting our rookie phenom shift outside full-time. DeJean's got those Iowa Hawkeye instincts, fluid hips, ball skills that scream future star. But he's been stretched thin. With Carter handling the short stuff, DeJean can hunt those X and Z receivers in base packages, turning mismatches into pick-six opportunities. And if rookie safety Drew Makuba, our speedy Clemson import, hits a freshman wall with those coverage lapses, Carter's there as a safety valve opposite Reed Blankenship, keeping Fangio's mirrored scheme humming without a hitch. Then there's Jaire Alexander, the big-ticket outside threat, who's got all-pro pedigree dripping off him like green confetti after a playoff win. Drafted 9th overall by the Packers in 2018, Jaire exploded onto the scene, snagging second-team all-pro nods in 2020 and 2022 with 17 passes defended those years alone. We're talking shutdown corner, holding top receivers to under 50% completion when targeted. Sure, injuries nicked him up lately. PCL tears and knee tweaks sidelined him for chunks of time, and his Ravens stint was a quiet 2 games with just 5 tackles. But life in the NFL? It moves fast, as the article says, and at 28, with that Louisville fire still burning, Jer's prime for a Philly resurgence. Our connection here is gold. Christian Parker, breaking in as a quality control coach in Green Bay back in Jer's prime, knows his game backward and forward. Jer's that fourth dart we needed, Roseman hinted, chasing consistency in the nickel opposite Quinyon Mitchell. Picture him lining up with Mitchell, our first-round rookie sensation, who's already got 3 picks this year, forming a boundary duo that can make NFC East wideouts weep. Throw in Khalil Ringo's raw athleticism, Adoree Jackson's veteran savvy, Jacorian Bennett's upside, and maybe even promoted Mac McWilliams, and suddenly, our corner room's deeper than the Schuylkill River after storm. Roseman summed it up perfectly. We're building to match every shape and size, wideouts, tight ends, sneaky backs out of the backfield. That flexibility, it's playoff magic. But hold on, Eagles faithful, because this isn't just about new jerseys in the locker room. It's tactical chess in Fangio's brilliant mind. Vic's no stranger to miracles. At 67, he's a grizzled guru who's turned leaky defenses into fortresses from Chicago to San Francisco. Remember his Bears unit in 2018? Top 3 in points allowed, with Khalil Mack terrorizing QBs. Or that 49ers crew in 2019, suffocating the NFC. Here in Philly, after a rocky start post-Super Bowl hangover, these ads give him levers to pull like never before. In his scheme, that hybrid cover 3 with man principles underneath. Versatility is king. Carter lets him mirror Maddox's role, flipping between slot and safety without subbing packages that tip your hand. Alexander, he's the press man ace for those 3rd and longs, bumping receivers at the line and rerouting like a human barricade. Stats back it. Last season under Fangio, our secondary forced 22 turnovers. This year, we're at 12 through 8 games. These vets could spike that to 30 by January, especially with Phillips crashing the pocket. His 6.5 sacks in 8 games under Vic in Miami 2023? Chef's kiss. It's like giving a master chef sharper knives. Watch the pass rush feast. Let's pump the brakes for a sec and put this in the grand tapestry of Eagles lore, because nothing fires up Philly like a good history lesson, laced with heartbreak and heroism. Think back to 2017, that underdog miracle when Doug Peterson's Birds stunned the Dynasty Pats 41-33, with Nick Foles channeling some divine intervention under center. Our secondary? Darren Sproles was dodging hits, but corners like Jalen Mills and Patrick Robinson held firm, picking off Brady twice. Fast forward to 2024's repeat glory. Fangio's crew, anchored by Darius Slay before his offseason exit, turned the link into a no-fly zone. But rivalries? Oh man, the NFC East is a blood feud scripted by Shakespeare on steroids. Those smug Cowboys, lording over us with Dak Prescott's arm candy? Last year's sweep was sweet revenge, but their receivers like C.D. Lamb feast on thin secondaries. Until now. Giants fans still salty over Saquon Barkley's jump to Philly? Daniel Jones might carve us up if we're not locked down. And don't get me started on the Commanders. Their young guns like Jaden Daniels could exploit gaps we just patched. Statistically, since 2017, our playoff defenses ranked top 5 in opponent passer rating. But regular season dips like this year's 18th spot, they've cost us by weeks. These trades echo Reggie White's 1992 signing, flipping a middling D into a juggernaut, or Brian Dawkins' Weapon X ferocity, patrolling the back end like a vigilante. Donovan McNabb slinging it to 2 in the shadows. Wait, bad example, but you get it. Philly builds dynasties on depth, not stars alone. To bring alive, let's channel some voices from the trenches. Because what's a report without the sweat and swagger? I caught up with a fictional huddle chat, but trust me, it rings true as a Liberty Bell toll. Picture Vic Fangio, that gravel-voiced tactician, barking at practice. Listen up, back end, this ain't chess. It's Philly football. Carter, you're my Swiss Army knife. Jam that slot like you're closing the gates on Broad Street. Jer Kidd, I saw you blank Devontae Adams in 20. Do it again, or I'll have you running suicides till a mummer's parade. Jer, flashing that megawatt smile post-trade. Man, Philly's energy? It's contagious. Been banged up but Vic's scheme? It's home. We're shutting doors on these QBs. Tell Dak to stay in Dallas. And from a fan at Xfinity Live, decked in a Dawkins jersey. EAGLES. These ads? It's like Santa came early. Last year, we hoisted the Lombardi. This year, with Hurts in these corners, repeats in the bag, baby. Even Roseman, ever the poker face, let slip. We're not collecting depth for fun. We're arming Vic to match any beast. Playoffs? That's where we thrive. Experts chime in too. PFF's analyst chimes. Alexander's elite when healthy. His 88.3 coverage grade in 22 dwarfs our current outside options. Carter bumps Dijon's PFF from 72 to starter ready. Philly's secondary jumps to top 10 potential overnight. Looking ahead, the implications? Seismic. With a 6-2 record through 8, these bolts fortify us for a gauntlet. Packers this week, then Cowboys bloodbath, Giants grudge match. Playoff berth? Locked. NFC East a meat grinder, but our plus 12 turnover differential screams contender. Hurts is slinging lasers to A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith. 38 TDs last year, while the D, now with Phillips Heat, could eclipse 2024 sack total. Draft? We mortgage late picks, but who cares when Super Bowl odds spike to plus 250? Predictions. Fangio's crew forces 15 picks down the stretch. Dijon earned Defensive Rookie of the Year nods, and Jer, a Pro Bowl bounce back. If Makuba steadies, we're talking deepest secondary since the 90s Minister defense era. Impacts ripple. Younger guys like Ringo develop without pressure. Vets like Jackson Mentor. It's a ripple turning tidal wave toward February glory. And folks, as the sun dips over the Art Museum steps, remember why we bleed green, that unbreakable spirit. The fly eagles fly, roar drowning out the world, turning underdogs into champions. Jason Kelsey's retirement still stings, but his echo, it's about us, fuels this fire. So grab your wingman, fire up the grill, and tune in Sunday as the birds soar against Green Bay. Will Carter's versatility unlock Fangio's genius? Can Alexander rediscover his shutdown soul? One thing's certain, Philly's ready to rumble. This is your anchor, signing off. Stay passionate, stay green. Yay, GLES. Fly.